Hello everyone, how have you been? My name is Mabu Nakagawa. Before I begin, I have something to say. I was so sorry that I was away from YouTube for a long time. Actually, I got a mental breakdown a couple of weeks ago. But I'm feeling much better after taking some rest. I just wanna thank all of you guys for leaving me kind messages in social media. I deeply appreciate your concern about my health condition. I'm now okay. At least I can film my today's video. So let's start off today's episode, folks. Today we're gonna be discovering cryptocurrency and Web 3.0. Mainly I talk about the cryptocurrency and we go on with Web 3.0 in the second half, okay? Ultimately, if I conclude the thesis statement about today's video, I can tell you that all banks are gonna be permanently gone. Absolutely, it sounds so shocking, doesn't it? Recently, the breaking news was released that Silicon Valley Bank was collapsed. They declared bankruptcy last week, and then Credit Suisse was almost gone. UBS took over Credit Suisse, right? Yeah, they did a buyout, and then Credit Suisse was saved. In this episode, I want you to listen to me so close for around 10 to 20 minutes because today's episode is super important. I can be quite sure the banking system, architecture, and other applied technical frameworks that banks use today will be gone or simplified in the next upcoming decade. I'm so sorry to tell all the bankers and the people working in the bank industry or financial services, but I know, it happens. I'm thinking this might be so critical if we just leave it alone, but because sooner or later we might have an error that we're gonna have to protect our deposit, cash, credit, asset, and other financial commodities on our own. So I'm feeling quite sensitive about the breaking news of cryptocurrency because it might possibly be the next innovation of monetary system. And of course, I don't want to lose my money. Yeah, I think you don't understand originally why cryptocurrency has a strong bond with Web 3.0, but by the end of today's lecture, you're gonna be able to have a better understanding of it. I promise you, so please listen close. Alright? Great. As I said earlier, banks can collapse in the near future. When we are under a global banking crisis, we are afraid the banks are seizing. They are gone. What else is going on here? Japanese banking has changed incredibly over the recent decades, but in the last 10 years, I think you can see the shift has accelerated. For example, take a look at the digitalization. It is the use of digital technologies to change the wide variety of business models and provide new revenue, and it is the process of moving to a digital business. So by developing digitalization, some old-fashioned business models are already closed. I want you to review the traditional business models that are no longer applicable to today's market. First one is Amazon. The bookstores are already closed and they disappeared. They still have some, but they are declining. People started buying online instead of going to bookstore. Even in my hometown, some of our bookstores shut down after a half of a century in business. Most people utilize online bookstore from Amazon. Better yet, ebook is getting popularized in Japan. Bookstores are vanishing. Another business sectors are also getting squeezed from multiple directions, including Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. People start using a smartphone, tablet devices like iPad. With this size of iPad, you can do whatever you want, right? So reading a newspaper, magazine, and watching TV anytime, anywhere, they never ask you to make a payment by cash. As long as you subscribe it, you can utilize the service forever. You can of course unsubscribe the same if you don't want to. Likewise, social media is disrupting traditional business models. Twitter disrupted the newspaper, Instagram disrupted the magazine, and YouTube disrupted the TV. This digital disruption made another change in the world. The old-fashioned business models with newspaper, magazine, and TV affect the value proposition of existing goods and services. Generally, digital disruption happens right after digital innovations such as big data, machine learning, Internet of Things, which is IoT, and then it affects how customer expectations and behavior evolve, causing organizations to shift how they create their goods and services, produce materials, and then evaluate the feedback. That's a basic framework of PDCA cycle, yeah, as I told you in a previous video, right? So that's also exactly what is just about to happen to bank and securities companies at the same time. I believe banks and its related financial companies will sooner or later be disrupted, such as Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank, and Credit Suisse acquired by UBS. Well, I don't exaggerate how serious I am, but same as the bank tellers, you know? Yeah, so when you, for example, when you walk in your local bank and you have some queries, no one is there. Yeah, someone is supposed to welcome you, like, "Hi, may I help you?" But most counters were closed. Why? Because it's unnecessary anymore. You can just take care of yourself online. You can just go online bank with your banking account, log in, and make your transactions all for yourself. You can manage it without the bank tellers. Yeah, you can find out all kinds of help, technical assistance, and then utilize additional services all from website. I mean, you can manage pretty much everything over there. So before then, you had to ask bankers to operate your business and pay transaction fee. So same as you buy and sell stock too. So you had to pay money or commission to the brokers when you get the help from financial people that leads to their incentives. So in other words, let me just describe this situation into one financial terminology. Okay, so that is decentralization. What is that supposed to mean? Let's say the government owns a huge property, or ownership of something valuable or something nationalized by the nation, and later on it is distributed to everyone. In Japan, without the ownership, license, or broadcasting right regarding TV enterprises, you are not even allowed to make a digital content on TV. But now you have YouTube. We have YouTuber like me, so I can design and create my own channel on YouTube and upload it. I can make money then. So it wouldn't have happened when I was a small kid, because TV was the only media platform that we could enjoy during the 1990s. So the transfer of the authority and the responsibility for public functions from the central government to the locals is, so to speak, called decentralization. Pretty much same as the last video about the rocket business I posted the other day. All things considered, decentralization is gonna be more popular in the near future for sure, especially in Japan and in America. Yeah. So based on the fact that we're gonna be able to do anything that can be done only by the bank, okay? We will no longer need bank. You know what I mean? This is the most important core essence of today's video, folks. Bank is vanishing from the world. That means that the centralization of financial industry is just about to begin. I doubt cryptocurrency always sounds suspicious currency. Yeah, even Warren Buffett says cryptocurrency is a piece of crap. Yeah, I agreed with him actually, but recently I changed my mind. I have noticed that cryptocurrency is going to be an innovative technology to make decentralization proceed further, and enough to disrupt the entire financial system and infrastructure. If you are on the same page with me at the moment, you have already visualized your upcoming future as to what's going on with the digital global financial infrastructure. So with the decentralizations, what is going to be improved? I mean, by developing digital innovations, people start using a new tool like Amazon, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. For example, what is the differences between you read a book in hard copy, and you do the same with ebook by using a tablet devices like Kindle? You don't have to go to the bookstore. That's one point. Yeah, it can save you a whole lot of time to go there. No transportation is needed. That's two. The more you buy bulk, the less you have storage room. That's three. However, if you just make an online purchase from Amazon, all you gotta do is click a few times, and then that's it. What is more? The price is the same, or you can even get a discount at 10% or above. So that's pretty good deal for you, right? So you don't have to throw them away after reading ebook. You can just save it for another time, somewhere like iCloud, stuff like that. Yeah, no physical resources needed. As long as you have one devices, doesn't matter if it's iPhone, iPad, or whatever tablet devices it is, you can do pretty much everything online. See? Social media marketing is a powerful way for business of all sizes to reach prospects and customers. Yeah, where people discover, learn about, follow, and shop from brands on social media. So if you are not on a platform, you are missing out. Let's have the same approach to our finance industry here. What is the pros and cons about the bank here? What is the shortcomings of the current financial architecture in Japan? Let's have a close look at the background, shall we? We're gonna explore one moment in history in depth. We talk about how 2008 financial crisis happened and how Japan responded to it. Let's go dive deep into it. So, 2008 was a global financial and economic meltdown with catastrophic implications. What? Why? You must be so wondering if you were born after 2008. Actually, the year was so devastating. That was 15 years ago. I was in Los Angeles, as I told you before. I huddled around burning trash cans, forming a raiding party to steal gas from the other people. I'm just kidding. But I'm serious. I had a tough time though. Yeah, even to make a living because the restaurant where I used to work shut down their business. So I lost my income resource at the moment. You know, it was not easy to survive financial crisis. I knew that was the toughest of all time. So why did this happen? Originally, everything started off from a mortgage that people couldn't afford. Basically, someone who wants to buy a house will often borrow hundreds of dollars from the bank. In return, the bank gets a piece of paper called mortgage. Every month, the house owner has to pay back a portion of principal with interest to whomever holds the mortgage. If they stop paying, that's called default. Traditionally, it was pretty hard to get a mortgage if you had a bad credit history or didn't have a steady job. If you get a default on your loan, it's gonna be so bad, isn't it? But all that started to change in the 2000s. Do you remember what happened? That's right, subprime mortgages. Lenders loosened their standard and made loans to people with low income and poor credit. Eventually, they made loans without verifying income and offered absurd, adjustable rate mortgages with a payment that people could afford at first to generate more mortgages. But quickly, it became garbage. Maybe people hadn't realized that subprime mortgages were the worst financial commodity at the time because they didn't know anything about subprime mortgages before they applied. Yeah, perhaps the bank tellers talked to their customers into buying subprime mortgages just for their incentives, saying like, this is a really good deal. You shouldn't be missing out. You should get the benefit if you want to make more money right now, or something like that. These investments were becoming less and less safe all the time, and by the time they noticed it was a mistake, it was too late. The banks and security firms just like a stray dog looking for the food, right? Yeah, they don't care if you lose your money. Some stupid people, for some reasons, still are pouring money into investment. Other traders start selling at even riskier commodity to minimize the loss of investment. Whatever they did, they didn't get back to normal. It didn't get back to normal. Borrowers started defaulting, which put more house back on the market for sale, but there weren't buyers. So supply was up while demand was down. and a whole house price started collapsing. Prices fell, some borrowers stopped paying. That led to more defaults, pushing prices down further. That's how lenders were getting stuck with bad loans. Sounds so nightmare, doesn't it? But from the mistake, people get to learn the disciplines. Subprime mortgages resulted in an incredibly complicated web of assets, liability, and risks. So when the things start going bad, they went bad for the entire financial system. But did you figure out the answer about what was invented to save the terrible financial system? Yes, here it is. Cryptocurrency. Let's go back to the topic here. The reason why the 2008 financial crisis happened is because institutions and the government control the entire financial system, as I said earlier. Some major financial players like Lehman Brothers and other major capital funds dominated the finance market, so consumers didn't deserve first. No one knew exactly how bad the balance sheet at some of our financial institutions really were. Complicated and unregulated assets made it hard to tell you the truth. Panic set in, trading and the credit market froze, and stock market crashed. And then the US economy suddenly found itself in a disastrous recession. Under this horrible situation, the Congress passed a financial reform stating that it took steps to increasing transparency and prevent banks from taking on so much risk. It helped to set up a consumer protection bureau to reduce predatory lending, but there was no consensus on whether this regulation was enough to prevent future crises. Then, cryptocurrency was introduced newly in 2010. Well, one key factor that led to the 2008 financial crisis was perverse incentives from stupid bankers like mortgage brokers got bonuses from lending out more money, but encouraged them to make risky loans, which hurt profit in the end. That led us to a moral hazard. The government failed to regulate and supervise the financial system like that. So we never want to have the same experience again. So for one of the effective financial solutions, cryptocurrency was invented and illustrated in the market. With the cryptocurrency technology, you can fully cash in and out with no transaction fee from the bank. So you can transfer your money from domestic to the abroad for free, and you can even borrow your cryptocurrency to someone else. That's called DeFi, which stands for decentralized finance. According to the Google Chrome, it defines as a new financial paradigm that leverages distributed ledger technologies to offer services such as lending, investing, or exchanging crypto assets without relying on traditional centralized intermediary. That means you don't have to ask your bank for help. Every single financial task can be made by yourself. We're gonna be on the same platform as the banker and the security firms operate. That is the power of cryptocurrency, folks. So the cryptocurrency functions the same as a stock and bond, like you can freely buy or sell. At least if you seize the understanding of how cryptocurrency functions within 5 years or even in 2 years, you can follow the financial trend without delay. I swear to God, the banks are gonna be gone forever, as bookstore, newspaper, magazine, and TV respectively have shifted to Amazon, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. The same trend is going on with the bank next time. I have briefly talked about the financial system in history, and I hope you can slightly understand the outline of finance and cryptocurrency. We Japanese are so much behind the cryptocurrency trend. I was one of them because I believed Warren Buffett was always right. I believed his prospectus so much, but as I researched on cryptocurrency and how financial system moved forward, I started feeling I was old-fashioned. I mean, I was supposed to be an IT engineer, but when I studied cryptocurrency, I felt shameful because I figured I knew nothing. I didn't even know cryptocurrency was originated in Shibuya, Tokyo. Did you know that? Well, there's so much going on as to what's going on with cryptocurrency. Okay, folks, let me take a short break here and I will resume the second half after a while. Thanks for watching. Please stay tuned, and if you enjoyed today's video, please hit the like button and subscribe to Mabu College as you wish. Alright? See you soon.